Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, here the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree in the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson. The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft right, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like porch lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, they're scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Bless.
Crumb TV.
Can't beat us, join us, please bring your coinage. We sink 3-pointers, money shots, all net, all vets. Bumps we not, jet skiing in them sunny spots. With women edible like gummy drops. Dummy stop, dummy stop. No weapon form can intercept a storm. Once my intellect is on, I'm projecting on magnetic fields and interact with blacks with athletic bills. I'm all about growth and development like residents of Ebbets Fields. Not to choose between woo and chew. We wanna line them colors up like a Rubik's Cube and fade to black, here the truest hue. When you say the black man is God, who you alluded to? The usual, Clarence 13X, a worthy guess. The words expressed come from the word in flesh. Elijah M, the NOI versus Leviathan. Messiah sent from the heavenly branches. 7 P's from since G-Dub cut down the cherry tree in the wilderness of North Mex, and we flossing death and forced aggression, or forced perception, forced protection, or forced confessions. It's all a lesson. The sorcerers from Corsica, killer tonics, sticks and drums like the Philharmonic Orchestra. You niggas still playing harmonicas from officers, fabric softener. Jive turkeys popping 5 perkies, playing with keys, the Scotch stores type. For that soft right, we could've caught life, just being forthright. First class on my 4th flight, popping out like Fortnite. Every night we lit like porch lights. The meek shall inherit the earth, oh yeah, they're scorched type. And these niggas, they some hoes in these streets. Me, I'm 10 toes in these streets. They lost their souls, niggas got holes in their feet. Shit, I'm just worried about the craft and how to perfect it. Not worried about the craft, yeah, that's out of perspectives. Focus on the chip like I'm Robert Kraft, and then how to protect it. It's the waves of the oceans. Get to the money, nigga, save your emotion. Descendant of the
slaves in the graves in the oceans. Mastermind that the waves is in motions. These niggas, they addicted to the folly, addicted to that molly. Making me a movie, them sticks made of holly. I'm Dr. Manhattan, sitting on top of Manhattan. When I get all 5 rings, snap my fingers and pop up on satin. Dressed in all black, yeah, drop top the Phantom. Best.
Crumb TV.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Peace, love, and light. All right. How's everybody doing? Greetings to the family. Let me know how it's sounding. My voice is a little hoarse. I'm getting it back just now. So if it sounds a little scratchy, pardon me. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to drink some almond milk, some coconut milk, and coat my throat. Pause. But you can hear what other video? There's another video playing? Let me know. Somebody say I can hear the other video. Just let me know if I have anything in the background playing, because sometimes it be like that. You know? But how y'all doing on this good Monday and whatnot? Everybody good? That's what's up. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Salute. You feel me? Shout out to everybody in the building. Greetings. Welcome to Melanin Mondays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes. Okay. Earthquake off the coast of Cuba. A 6.1 magnitude. Oh, shit. They just had one in the Philippines. They just had one during the Philippines, man. What's happening with the earth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the hell is going on with the earth? We're going to have to look into this. Oh, there was something playing in the background when the music was playing? Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. I hope that everything is good now. Yeah. How many Knicks fans is in the building? I need to know if I'm with friends or foes. Like, what we doing? How many Knicks fans is in the building? I'm gonna act
like where I have to go with this video, but that's fine. Y'all falling for the same.
I'm gonna act accordingly. You know what I'm talking about? No, no disrespect to nobody out there. I'm gonna keep it cordial. But how many Knicks fans is in the building? I just want to know we tapped in. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know we tapped it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We got East Flatbush in the building. Shout out to East Flatbush. I know it's lonely. Yeah, it gets lonely on these internet streets. A lot of Nick hate out there. You know what I'm saying? Seeing New York niggas enjoying themselves. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seeing the New York cats enjoying themselves. It's a little too much. Is it a little too much? Y'all let me know. Shout out to Boise, Idaho. Is it a little too much watching us enjoy this shit too much? You know what I'm saying? You let me know, because we're about to act a goddamn fool. Prepare yourselves. Prepare the nation. You remember Donald Trump is from New York. Yeah. Donald Trump is from New York. Donald Trump is from New York. A lot of people try to act like they're not like Donald Trump, but it's more New Yorkers is like Donald Trump that's not like Donald Trump. Yeah. You still recovering from the Knicks PTSD? Shit, welcome to the club. Yeah, welcome to the club. You know what I'm talking about? 53 years of PTSD. We've been going through it. I don't think y'all understand how detrimental the Knicks losing every year was for the rest of the nation. They left New York City with gats. They left New York City with hammers and razors and got on the road and went and took it in your city. Huh? They went and took it out on your city, find a quiet town and tie it down. Niggas would have showed more compassion if we was winning chips. Understand me? We exported terror to your hoods, my nigga. Y'all don't have a problem with that? Yeah, New York did that. Nobody came into New York and spread terror. Understand what I'm trying to explain? Nobody, even when we got the gangs in New York, it wasn't like a bunch of LA dudes came to New York and put our city through terror and then converted them into gang members. No, that shit came from internal. It came from Rikers Island. It was just one blood that did it. New Yorkers transported trauma, criminology, drama, crime. You understand? Nigga shit. Because we was depressed. Yeah, it wasn't poverty. It was because the Knicks wasn't winning, man. Y'all don't understand. This is hip hop was created in New York City. The Knicks is not just a basketball team. I need y'all to understand this, man. The Knicks is not just a basketball team. Similar to how the Yankees is not just a baseball team. They are cultural icons. You understand? They control the pulse, not just of the city. This is the 100 monkey theory effect. When we get lit, the rest of the world is going to get lit. Trust. We run this shit. We created hip hop, man. I'm not being facetious, but god damn it. We started this shit, bro. The Knickerbockers, my nigga. This is an energy. You understand? It's an energy, bro. You know? So y'all should just pray that we win this shit, bro. Real talk. Because if we don't win this shit, oh, man, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. You know, just you know, tuck the New York hate away for the summer, my niggas. I know it's strong and whatnot, but y'all don't want to go against that wave. The New York energy is going to go crazy this whole summer. We not hopping out the news. We going to be on front pages until the winter. Trust. I seen the lineup. I saw the lineup. It's your timeline is finna be flooded with orange and blue Yankee hats, Timberlands. You know what I'm talking about? And some cocky ass niggas. Yeah, talking about word to my dad and all of that. Yeah, you're gonna get real familiar. Check this out. You're gonna get real familiar. Let my man tell it.
Aren't just about the Knicks winning right now, or even New York. It's also giving men the ability to safely release their emotions in public. I mean, just look at this.
Jalen Brunson's my doctor. He's my engineer. He's my mechanic. He's my subway driver. He's my pilot. He's my dad. Everything I did was for Jalen Brunson.
There's very limited times that men can cry in public in a socially acceptable way, and it is always at the heights of peak athletic performance. One of the most beautiful things to see, a man crying after winning a game. I mean, that's beautiful. Wemby after game 7, beautiful. Now, if you lose and you cry, what do we call that? Exactly, bitches. But it is still okay. And all of this gives us covering fire to be emotional. Alongside those athletes, we get to be emotional as grown men. And that's why sports are so important. Men get to be gay together. And I know it's Pride Month, but you know what I mean by that. That's why I love Hall of Fame speeches. I get to watch men cry in public in a socially acceptable manner. But again, for that privilege, you gotta average 30 points a game over 15 seasons. Because that's what it takes for the world to see your emotions.
I mean, really, just think about it. There are men who need to cry. There are men who are so callous. They're so void of compassion because we live in this city, this concrete jungle. It's very cold in our city. We go through 4 seasons, right? We have not cried. When the Giants won, niggas ain't crying about that. The Yankees win, there's no tear shed unless you Puerto Rican from the Bronx or a Dominican to get eyebrow shape-ups. We're not jacking the Yankees like that. You know what I'm saying? We need to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to cry. We need to let out some tears. And tears of joy, not tears of trauma, not all of these things. We just want to cry, bro. The men want to hug each other. Pause. You know what I'm talking about? Men want to hug each other and dap each other up and be like, yo. You feel me? Even the women is into this, man. The shorties is outside. The goodies is outside with us, bro. Do you see them with their Timbs on? They making me so proud. I seen them. They scaling buses. They standing on top of bodegas. These are the women, man. The Ice Spices is getting spicy with us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 53 years. I mean, I don't think that this channel is real heavy into sports. So pardon me for even speaking like this. You know what I mean? I'm disrespecting your consciousness right now. But trust me. Trust when I say this. This is coming from Brother Red. This is coming from the Mecca of consciousness. This is where this shit kicked off at. You know what I mean? At least this modern day version. We need the W. I promise you. Like, don't. If you got a New Yorker in your house, consult them. You know what I'm saying? For the next 4 or 5 days. I mean, come on, man. Like, treat them right. Get them right. Like, really, it would fare better in your world. Because when they remember and think back, damn, when Jalen Brunson and them, when they was on that run, how was I being treated? I was being treated like a New York king. I don't care if I was in Alaska. Huh? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I got to drink some honey. You know what I'm talking about? I got to drink. The Knicks was losing longer than I was alive. Talk black to me. I was born into L's, my nigga. My whole entire life. The whole run, my niggas. Every June ended with an L. I'm L with 53 L Cool J's. This shit is wearing us down. You know, New Yorkers don't like to be transparent. You know, we hold shit to our chest, but word to my dad. This thing is holding us back. We need this W. Please get out the way. If anybody knows Wembley or anybody from San Antonio, talk to them, man. I would send them a cash app. We could all, every New Yorker send them a cash app. Forget Prize Picks and FanDuel, my nigga. We'll make it right, Wembley. We'll send your ass to Dubai for a year. Just let us get this L. Let us get this W. I heard Donald Trump is pulling up. Lord have mercy. Why they went ahead and did that? That's the worst thing that could ever happen. I was going to do the show after Donald Trump and the Knicks in game 3 tonight, but I said, nah, fuck that. Let's get this out the way because Lord have mercy. If Donald Trump brings motherfucking bad luck to the Garden, I wouldn't even be able to go live. I'd be in the backyard crying. Do you know that they are on a 13-game winning streak? They on a 13-game winning streak. I know y'all like, this is none of our business, but goddamn it. And then Donald Trump, he like, oh shit. Oh, wait a minute. Niggas in New York is lit. He all the way in DC doing a UFC shit, falling asleep, pooping on himself. You know what I'm saying? He's all the way in DC with the weird ass MAGAs and whatnot. He's trying to get that New York energy. This is a nigga from Queens. He don't got nobody from Queens at the White House with him besides Barron Trump, my niggas. He's surrounded by all of that weird energy, all of that ICE energy. You know what I'm saying? All of these fucking yes men. He's like, nah, fuck that. He went back to his New Yorker shit. He's like, nah, look, I'm trying to sit in this. I'm trying to sit in this energy. I want to eat a Frank and listen in a Bobby Shmurda at halftime. This nigga's trying to steal the looch. You know what I'm talking about? He's trying to steal the fucking looch. This is not right. He don't know nothing about basketball. This is all energy harvesting, man. They went and cut off the out. You can't even celebrate outside the Garden. Man, if they win, I bet you the New Yorkers gonna knock that gate down. Y'all don't know. They're gonna knock that gate down. They're not trying to have that. They want to stand on top of the Garden when they get that W. And Donald Trump and the Secret Service can't stop it. If they don't boo this nigga out the building, then I don't, that's not the New York that I know. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he didn't even come for his son's wedding. He's coming to steal the looch. Promise you. He don't care about that game. These niggas is energy harvesting. He want that energy. Huh? Real talk. I'm hip to him. I know what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking at. He ain't coming to support nobody. The fuck? He don't know Brunson and Hart, my niggas. He not affiliated. The fuck?
Have to make everything worse. Hello? So you ain't been no Knicks fan since probably the 90s. Now all of a sudden you gotta be moving, grooving, vibing, sliding to game 3. And it's gonna ruin everything. Because New York is the exact opposite of everything you stand for.
There's nothing MAGA about this shit that you see going on in New York. There's nothing Trumpian. There's no Barron Trump energy. There's no Ivanka Trump energy, nigga. There's no Jared Kushner energy. That shit y'all over there doing is the polar opposite of what they doing over there in New York. You see in New York, they partying with all races, all backgrounds. Even the Karens is out. Motherfucking Donna Karen is out, man. This ain't that MAGA shit.
All that energy and diversity is dead and cut out because you have to come to the game. People gotta put their phone in. Oh, you gotta go through extra TSA security because everybody in America fucking hates you. And you scared like a little bitch to get took up top and die. Even though you already faked your assassination once. You can't stay safe in Madison Square Garden. We know the reason is because you're a bitch. You know, if a president was liked, everybody would be excited. And you wouldn't even be thinking about all that type of shit. Man, my people love me, but you know you fucking hate it. And I can't wait for them to swing you on that Jumbotron in whatever news station or TV station that's capturing that shit. Do not drum out the booze that motherfucker's about to get.
Mayor Muslim, my bagel's Jewish, my Christian Dior,
We really can't see none of that, and people can't even stand outside MSG and watch the game as real New York fans because your egotistical maniac pedophile ass decided to pull up just because you want to make this shit all about you. And that's what's crazy. New York is nothing like you. It's the exact opposite. And all you could possibly do is talk shit. All your administration, New York is bad, New York is dangerous. And look at you. Can't wait to fucking pull up. And guess what? Mom Donnie doing his fucking thing. And billionaires. I thought you were leaving. All y'all niggas is staying. What's going on, son?
Right. Nigga, Mom Donnie is popping in New York right now. Donald Trump is not popping in New York right now. So he can't stand that type of energy. So he's going to come, somebody said on some Homelander shit. Oh, this is so Homelander. This is so Homelander. I'd be surprised if he didn't bring the cape out tonight in the red fucking boots, my nigga. This is so Homelander. I'm going to see if he's wearing those 45 sneakers and whatnot. You know what I mean? How you going to go to the Knicks game with a suit on? How you going to go to the Knicks game with a suit on, fam? He better not have a fucking suit on, man. This is not some suit shit. This ain't some suit shit. Like, what the fuck? How you going to... Spurs in 7. Man, Spurs in 7. Lord have mercy. Come on, man. What are we doing? Somebody said, listen, and the good thing about New York, we are not no haters. You know what I'm talking about? We are like, the whole New York is Philip Drummond, my nigga. We adopt niggas. You from Portland? You New Yorker tonight. You know how we get down. We adopt niggas. You want to be from New York? All right, I'm going to send you some Timbs, my nigga, or some Air Forces. You understand? We adopt niggas. We adopt. We got enough room in New York. We not on that Atlanta shit where they be like, it's too crowded. We'll throw you in the projects. We got room for you, fam. Come on through. Open arm policy in New York. Open arm with Ellis Allen for you, nigga. We open arm policy. We'll meet you right at Port Authority while you're getting off the bus. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? New York by adoption. Anybody who, let me just show you so you know I'm not capping. If there's anybody in the chat who come from afar and you came to New York and parked up and whatnot and made that your second home, let me know in the chat, how are you received? Give me an A if it was A-okay, and give me a B if the shit was bad. And I'll show you. You know? We adopt people. Yeah, we take care. Yeah, we Philip Drummond in them. You know what I'm talking about? Put you right under the deodorant. You know what I mean? We gonna treat you good. Yeah, you see? You're gonna be treated good. Don't believe the rumors. Do not believe the rumors. Trust me. Yes, Cali. Yeah, pull up. For real. Don't believe the rumors. New York in summertime is fucking awesome. I can't speak about the winter. It gets different out there. But New York in the summertime or the spring, you get to smell all of the marijuana in the air. You get to see the squirrels with the Timbs on. Listen, isn't Tay Diggs from New York? Nah, I don't think so. Shout out to Tay Diggs. He doesn't give me New York energy. I just don't think he is. I could be wrong though. Shout out to Tay. You always wanted to go to Crooklyn. All right, you know what? If the Knicks win, which they will, we're gonna get Claus New York. Oh, I'm going. Claus New York with the new travel program that we got. We got a new travel program. I'm going to roll it out this week. We got a new travel program. Y'all going to think the kind of prices I got, oh my goodness. Y'all going to be like, nah, this is too good to be true. These niggas is Illuminati. Y'all going to think I went and signed a deal with Illuminati or somebody. But I promise you, the deals that we got on the travel, oh my goodness. When the Knicks win, we're going to turn up. And we're going to make the biggest clause New York City that y'all ever seen. I'm bringing out the hitters. I'm flying niggas in. Real talk. I'm flying the big dogs in. This going to be big. Trust. That's the way that I celebrate. Donald Trump is going to, he already brought New York bad luck. He's the 9/11 president. So him coming to the Garden tonight is like, we got to work some bit. So they in Washington Heights right now. It's 1,000 roosters lined up. Oh, Lord. They in the Lower East Side. Yeah, the Brewhouse is working. Yeah. The Obeah man is in Flatbush, my niggas. He probably taking a cow down or something, right? They taking 1,000 goats down. Yeah, we got to do a lot of magic to get this motherfucking win. Trust. Yeah, you get a Knicks win, you're going to get a clause. I had another city planned and whatnot. We will reroute that bitch and we pulling up and I'm going to be in Manhattan. I'm going to make sure it's in Manhattan or somewhere swaggy in Brooklyn. Trust. Yeah, a lot of roosters is going to the motherfucking knife tonight. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of roosters is going under the knife. Yeah, nipped up. Yeah, they got to do a lot of magic because Donald Trump is big MAGA. You know, MAGA is a magoose. A MAGA is magic. So he represents the White Walkers. You know, from like Game of Thrones, he represents the White Walkers. He has a real, look at what he's doing in Iran and look at what he did in all of those Caribbeans. Nah, he got bad energy on him. Yeah, we don't want him. You hope they know their shit out in Flatbush. Yeah, they do know their shit. Yeah, trust me. I done dodged a whole bunch of bowls of spaghetti coming out of Flatbush before. They know they shit. You know what I'm talking about? They know they shit in Harlem, Bronx, Washington Heights with the Dominicans. The Bronx got the Santeria with Fat Joe peoples. Cardi B and them niggas doing magic. Like, let's be clear. Even the fucking Jews is on Eastern Parkway cooking, nigga. They in the underground tunnels cooking chickens and shit. I mean, come on, man. It's a lot of work that got to be done. You're looking at it totally wrong. It's part of the ritual, my brother. I mean, listen. I mean, theoretically speaking, this is the biggest bread and circus show probably in my whole lifetime. They said the tickets for game 3 start at 11 bands. This is the biggest bread and circus show ever. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, the MSG is going to be in the Roman Coliseum tonight. And it is bread and circus. But fuck that. Feed them cake. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, niggas need a cake. Eat some cake tonight, man. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let a little bit off, man. Blow off some steam, man. Blow off some steam. Eat some cake. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I have this weird theory. That I'm fleshing out right now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I got this weird theory that I'm fleshing out right now, and it came to me like a download. I think I was at Brother Rich's house. And shout out to Father Rich. If y'all didn't see the interview with David Icke, huh? If y'all didn't see the interview with David Icke, man, go and check that out. It's going viral already and whatnot. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't the biggest David Icke fan. But he went in today. He went in. Real talk. He was going in his bag. For real. Yeah, he was in his bag. Shout out to Billy. Billy was holding him down too. The top tickets is $180,000 a piece at the Garden. What are we talking about? They haven't lost a game in 47 days. Yeah, I remember when it crossed the 44. You know? If they win and you do a El Claudel, you're going to travel from Elmira. Know that. Yeah, Elmira. Know that. It's going to be a movie. Trust. All right, so here's my theory. And this is a book that I'm working on right now. Shout out to everybody who signed up to the Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. You're going to get, this is not a book. This is a dissertation. I put together a collegiate dissertation on 10 years of Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah, right? I put a dissertation together, and I'm going to have it available for everybody that bought a ticket to Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah, which is going to pop off. I believe, I think it's Father Day weekend. Let me double check. But anyway, I have a weird theory that New York City is somewhat frozen in time, but it goes back into what David Icke was talking about on Brother Rich's channel. We're talking an energetic hold, right? We're talking about an energetic freezing of energy, right? The divine spark. So it is of no coincidence that the same year that hip hop is created, in August of 1973, 2 months before that, the Knicks won the championship, and they have not won the championship ever since. However, this culture was formed from the celebration. It was formed from the quote unquote looch that was emitted. All of the pent up anger, the pent up frustrations, the pent up quote unquote trauma. Because remember, we're talking about 1973. What happens in 1973? The Vietnam War ends. What happens in 1973? Motherfucking Nixon and whatnot. What happens in 1973? They reveal to the world that they were doing what? They were killing our people with COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO gets exposed. That's Watergate and whatnot. 1973. Huh? You got Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on. You have the quote unquote merging of disco, soul music, and then the beginning of what is known as hip hop. But prior to that, you had the Last Poets, Gil Scott Heron, talking that talk. So boom, 1973 hits. Boom, the Knicks win a chip. Boom, we celebrate and we hype. Hip hop comes out, right? And then boom, no victories, no wins, right? New Yorkers are somewhat subdued because before there's hip hop, there's sports. You know what I mean? We're a sports city. We have the Yankees. We have the Mets. Now we got the Nets. Boo. We had the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? We got the Giants, and we're a sports town. And New York Knicks is the most nigga team in New York. They They had dudes dunking, afros, Converse. Like, we looked up to them. Earl the Pearl, all of that type stuff. Boom. So that energy was somewhat in a container. And the energy was frozen. I mean, let me get the blackout was in 77. Let me get all of my bearings together. I got to get all of my research together. But I promise y'all, I'm going to roll out some shit that is going to blow your mind away. You feel me? And the whole 1973, tapping into the energy of 1973, henceforth, I've been playing music from 1973. I didn't start watching the movies from the 1973. However, I've been listening to that banging ass music, even music that I'm not familiar with, like the White Boys, Aerosmith and all of that. I've been jamming. So that 73 energy is a powerful energy. Black people were free for like 5 years. Think about that. Yeah, I might play Facts tonight, the Facts remix. We need that soul. We gotta summon some 73 type shit. You know what I mean? Where's your bell bottoms at? Like, we need sideburns, butterfly collars. Ladies, we need y'all on y'all Pam Grier. You know what I'm talking about? Like, real talk on some coffee shit. Like, we need that. Yeah, we need that. So from the years 1492 leading up to 1865, allegedly, there was a lot of wars and there was what they call chattel and other forms of slavery. Boom. After 1865 and all of that, you get Jim Crow. So we really wasn't type free, right? And then as a result of that, you get our people you get our people leading up to the civil rights movement. And then Martin Luther King and a bunch of the civil rights leaders, they go and put on, and then they assassinate them. Malcolm X with the Nation of Islam, and then they assassinate them. So from 1969 to like early 70s and everything, shit was going topsy-turvy. The Panthers formed, our people became more militant, right? So then boom, 1973 to about 1978, when you really think about it, was the years that they took their boot off of our people was able to experience a level of freedom, right, that they had not necessarily had experienced before. Keep in mind, a lot of our people started getting legal money around that time. And then credit cards came out, I think, in the early 80s and whatnot. But even prior to that, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. We don't have crack yet. People are on that dope and whatnot, but it's not as bad as it was in a sense. You smell me? So from like 73 to about 78, we had experience of relatively freedom, a time of freedom. We had a small window. We had a small pocket. To my knowledge, it wasn't no wars. They just ended Vietnam, so they were licking their wounds, right? It was on the eve of the season of love, right? So niggas was smacking bellies. You know what I'm talking about? They was the women was choosing. How about that? There was a baby boom. Yeah, there was a baby boom, right? So we was getting bread. I mean, go and look at the magazines. Go and look at the Jet magazines. Our women were glowing in those years. I looked at every single page 63 of every Jet magazine that was printed. Yeah, every single one of the Jet magazines, I looked at it. I might have tore the page out and put it on the wall. But our women look angelic. They didn't just look good, my nigga. They looked angelic. You know what I'm talking about? Remember Back to the Future when Marty McFly went back and he pushed and his moms was pushing up on him? It's crazy, right? I'm like, bro, if I get in the motherfucking DeLorean, I am going back in time. You know what I'm talking about? I'm looking for Pam Grier first. You know what I mean? I'm looking for Pam. I read a whole Wikipedia page. I know what she like. You know what I'm talking about? Then I'm looking for Eartha Kitt. I just want to smoke with her. Then I'm hunting down Lena Horne. Yeah, I'm going to be a gentleman. You know what I'm talking about? They don't even know about shea butter. Yeah, I'm bringing the shea butter with me. But do their hair. You know what I'm talking about? Little scalp massages. Then we're going to hit them with the melted shea butter. They ain't going to know what hit them. But anyway, so yeah, that's my theory. That like the 70s from like 70. Yeah, I'm looking for Claire Huxtable too. Thank you. Yeah, her and Debbie Allen. How about that? Oh, Thelma from Good Times. Watch out now. Yeah, I'm going to be real big. Even D from What's Happening. Old chocolate thing. Yeah, even D from What's Happening. Yeah. That part. But nigga said Jane Kennedy. Bro, Jane Kennedy. That's pressure right there. Yeah, Jane Kennedy. Yeah, that's big pressure. But yeah, man. I really feel like, you know, this is going, let's bring the 73 energy back. We need to close the book. We need to close the book on, we need to close the book on, we need to bookmark, because I feel like we've been going in this perpetual Groundhog Day loop for these 53 years. I love hip hop, but I'm ready for something new. We was in the studio this weekend. All of us was in the studio. We was working nonstop like a Hebrew slave. So the voice is gone. You know what I mean? And we was watching the game too. There was a lot of New Yorkers in the building. We was watching the game, and then we was recording. So I don't know what happened to the voice. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. Because it wasn't like I was yelling at nobody. But yeah, we made some classics though. The voice got sacrificed for a motherfucking classic. How about that? You know? The voice got sacrificed for a classic. So at least something got you know what I mean? At least it wasn't lost for no good reason. So yeah. But it's all good. Everything is good. It sounds like it hurts, but it don't. It's all good. It's just a little raspy. I'm on my Jadakiss shit. What is this?
Disturbing trend is causing uproar. Americans are dipping pineapples in Kool-Aid and selling them out of car trunks, leaching 3 petroleum dyes right through the flesh.
They didn't just put Kool-Aid on pineapple. They drove 2 acidic agents past every safe limit. That blue isn't just dye. It's literal crude oil, mutilated into 3 chemical pigments. One used in toilet cleaner, then blasted through sugar water until it's barely edible. The pineapple makes it worse. Those chunks were already dipped in imazalil, and when soaked in Kool-Aid, the combined acid forces petroleum straight into the bloodstream. Exposure flagged 4 cancer-linked chemicals and acidic overload beyond safe limits. Comment exposure to scan.
Our people, man, they are literally poisoning themselves, and they don't have a problem with that. And I got a problem with that. Like, what? Let's finish with my dude Drake. He ain't finished on Donald Trump. Hold on.
Yeah, I post in New York all the time now. What's up? I'm just from New York. I'm not no New York Knicks fan, but when you see this happening, you know how good it could be for the city and for the world. It's like everything is going to shit. This is one of the glimmers of light right now in the United States. Where it's like, you know what? This seems like America. This feels like America. This could be good for us. And this motherfucker Trump trying to ruin it. We're wondering, Trump scene, this is the last time I could find you at a Knicks game. You actually look like healthy. You don't look like you on the doorstep of death with the Grim Reaper waiting on the cut like Neosporin, ready to take you down to hell.
A chick in New Orleans in a wheelchair started the pineapple trend. Yeah, she done started some real ignorant shit, bro. You know? Diabetes is real, man. Like that's nothing to scoff at, you know what I'm saying? And all I see with that is pure diabetes. Like it's crazy. Let's go though.
The entirety of New York damn near rioting once the Knicks won is proof of what the government is terrified of. And yes, I do think if people can gather up in the streets and riot and celebrate and wreck the city when the Knicks win a basketball game, then they can reciprocate that same energy when there are pedophiles in power destroying, distracting, sedating, and killing us and eating babies. But look at this. Everybody is uniting. People are celebrating together. Even the most goated mayor is joining this shit. The government is terrified of exactly this. And there might be some of you thinking this is ridiculous, right? How people can do this for a sports game, but not for the actual government. And to an extent, I do agree. But we could use this as a learning example rather than shaming it, because I like to see the silver lining through everything. This is a prime example of what humanity should be doing. The system thrives on keeping us isolated, angry at our neighbors, locked in our own little digital boxes, and feeling completely powerless. They want you to believe that collective human connection is dead, that nobody cares anymore, and that we're all too tired to move. But then a sports team wins, and the illusion completely shatters. Within minutes, the streets are flooded, perfect strangers are hugging each other, high-fiving, screaming from windows, and completely shutting down the machinery of the most powerful city on earth. The people at the top, the corrupt politicians, the predatory elites, the ones who pull the strings behind the curtain, they look out their office windows at that sea of people, and they absolutely lose their minds with fear. Why? Because they know that the power did not come from basketball. Basketball was just the excuse. The raw volcanic power belongs to us. It's a dormant engine that's been sitting inside the human spirit, completely unplugged. They are terrified of the day we realize that the same fire we used to tear up the streets for a trophy can be used to drag the monsters out of the boardrooms and protect our children from being recycled through their sick elite systems. Think about the twisted logic of how the state handles this. If a group of people marched into the middle of the street, blocked traffic, flipped cars, and tore down light poles to protest the elite pedophile rings or the corrupt politicians destroying our lives, the state would call it a national security threat. They would send in the riot police, the National Guard, tear gas the crowd, call them domestic terrorists on the news, and lock them away for years, right? But when people do the exact same thing, break the exact same laws, and cause the exact same chaos for a basketball game, the police stand back, the media calls it city pride, and the mayor joins in on the photo op. The government doesn't care about destruction. They care about motive. They tolerate the chaos as long as it remains completely meaningless. They willingly let us blow off our revolutionary steam on a corporate sports franchise because it acts as a pressure release valve. It keeps the population exhausted, distracted, satisfied, and asleep to the real nightmares. So yeah, it's easy to look at it and get mad that people aren't putting this energy towards the real horrors of the world. It's easy to call it stupid, but shaming people has never woken anybody up. I think this is the blueprint. This is the living, breathing proof that the spirit of the people is not dead. It's just misdirected. We just watched a masterclass in how fast humanity can mobilize when we actually find a common ground. And we shouldn't kill the hype. We just have to shift the target. If we can run the streets and take over a city because a ball went through a net, imagine what happens when we finally decide to bring that exact same uncontainable, terrifying force to the doorsteps of the people who are destroying our lives. This is the silver lining. The power is still there, completely intact, just waiting for us to point it in the right direction.
So I will go out on a limb and say that when hip hop was given to us, that was the opiate. Remember, our people was rioting when Marvin Gaye was making music. Our people was tearing shit down when Stevie Wonder was singing to them. They wasn't rapping. They was singing soul music that spoke to our soul and got niggas the fuck up. 53 years of our people being docile. 53 years of our people being in a stupor. 53 years of our people getting put to sleep. I feel that that's what this whole thing represents. What you seeing in New York and whatnot, yeah, it's over the sports and everything, but that's the raw energy that New York had that energy before they came out with hip hop in the 70s. That was the energy. We used to be outside mad deep on the block and whatnot. We had block parties, but they was playing disco and whatnot. They was playing Bob Marley. They was playing Earth, Wind and Fire. You understand me? We still had camaraderie. We had picnics. We had barbecues. We had summer block parties, and it did not have hip hop, bro. They put our people to sleep. That's what those 53 years that you see, New York is finally beginning to wake up. You saw a glimpse of it in 2020 and whatnot. The New York that you've been seeing for 50 years and 53 years, that's not New York. That was New York under a mother effing spell. That is not New York. That's not the spirit of New York. And like I said, the New York, that shit went dark like Homelander. And New Yorkers got on the road and they start moving drugs and transporting crack to DC with Alpo. And they transported that Roman shit. These niggas turned into Romans. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. They put our whole fucking city under a spell, bro. And something is galvanizing in the people to wake them up, to snap them out of it. They could, the same thing like when Kai Cenat came to New York City a few years ago, it was a goddamn riot. I think that Drewski came today, it might have been a riot and whatnot. I don't know. But what I know is these people, the powers that be, forget all of that no kings protest, all of that Fugazi shit where they be out there fake protesting. Nah, I ain't talking about that. That's not, I'm talking about when New York rose up in 2020 and they was flipping over paddy wagons and kicking shit down. That raw Gotham energy. That's what they don't want. They are afraid that these motherfuckers will tear this shit. They will tear it all the way down to the mud flood. Trust, they will tear this bitch down and find Tartaria. Trust when I tell you. They have, keep in mind, all of the barriers that would stop niggas from going into full savage mode is gone. They know about the Epstein files. They know these people is pedos. They heard about reptilians running around. There's nothing stopping these niggas. They will have to blue beam Jesus. They would have to project Bloom Beam Jesus over the Empire State Building to stop niggas. But this is that energy that they don't want. They are scared of this energy. They are petrified, terrified, horrified. You see the police. Police in New York, like they don't want no problems. Huh? The unification of all nationalities. You got the Chinese kids out there. You got the Jewish kids out there. You got the Arab kids out there. You know what I'm saying? You got hood niggas chilling with Poindexters, right? And nobody's getting robbed. None of that stupid New York energy is out there right now. You know? Hip hop has not served us. It's an opiate. That shit ain't riled up nobody, my niggas. It ain't sent nobody to do nothing, to hurt nothing. They just hurting one another. Facts. Hip hop is an opiate. And them small hats, they went and signed our people up in perpetuity and they own them niggas. Look how Liar Cohen is treating all of his lap dogs, all of these niggas that he got on a leash, all of the Def Jam roster. You know what I'm saying? Look what they did to the god bodies in hip hop. They neutered them niggas. They neutered them to the point where all of them is wearing muscles. They quiet about everything. They quiet about everything. They only come out for sports. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is sportcasters. All of the hip hop niggas is talking about sports. But they not talking about no worldly issues. They not talking about no real shit. They not even talking about how to get money. Astaghfirullah. How is it that hip hop? Where's the financial podcast from two rappers? Where's that at? The EYL. They want to be rappers. They not rappers. Where's the financial podcast? Because the hip hop dudes was getting money before regular niggas. Where's the podcast at? Talking about how to make money. Huh? Where's the AI podcast, the technology? Y'all got y'all rappers. Y'all are actors and y'all are like athletes. Y'all get this shit before we do. Why y'all not teaching nobody? Y'all retired. All of these NFL dudes be retired. NBA. Why y'all don't have a technology podcast? Everybody got a podcast talking about chatty patty shit. What was going on in the locker room? Who was dating who? No, nigga. I don't care about that. Why don't you get out your comfort zone and talk about something outside of what we know you for? Just to go to show that they're all controlled. They are not for us. They could do nothing for us. If they could have did something for us, they would have been did it. You know what I'm talking about? They are distractions. They are opiates to our people, and they're dangerous. Real talk. They are dangerous. You know? I don't have no malice for them, right? But I'm like, put them in their place where they belong. I'm not elevating, I'm not pedestaling, and I'm damn sure not gonna exonerate none of these whack ass rappers for the shit that they have not done. They are detriments, opiates, and tools of the oppressors. These niggas are the elites. And people don't want to see it like that. These are your new elites. These are your dirty Moors. If you want to take the words from Rod Hayes, these are your dirty Moors. Okay? These are the troubadours. Niggas wearing nail polish on the cover of a football game and all of that. What are we talking about? Like, what's happening? These are distractions. They won't stand with no power on an NFL cover. He won't stand. You ain't gonna see nobody on a if he had red, black, and green nail polish, I promise you they won't put him on the cover. If a nigga get an Africa face tat, he ain't going on the cover of John Madden's football game, but they're gonna put a black man wearing fingernail polish on a football game and sell it to our children. You feel me?
Same tricks, the same schemes.
That's not gangster. So yeah, these people is weird to me, man. You know? And we live in a day and time where we can't play no more games. There ain't time for no. Yo, hold on. What my nigga Ginger got to say about this shit?
Lock in New York City. Because on Monday night, a reverse rabbit foot is about to walk into Madison Square Garden. And he's going to try to break a 13-game winning streak by just his presence. I need you to lock in. I need you to boo in a way New York has never booed before at the President of the United States. I'm going to teach you how to do it. I've been a lifelong Philadelphia sports fan. We know how to boo in ways that other countries have heard about. And this is how you're going to do it. A lot of people, amateur booers, think that a boo needs to be loud. It does not. A boo needs to be low. A boo comes from the solar plexus. The boo comes low in your guts. The boo is down here. It's a boo. Not a boo. No, boo. Low. And then the second part of the boo is even more important than the first. As you finish booing, what do you cheer for? You got to show the juxtaposition. When they show Donald Trump on the screen, boo! But then they show Spike Lee, yeah! That's when you go high. When they go low, we go lower. When they show us Spike Lee, we go even higher. They show us Chalamet, we go through the roof. They show us Mamdani. That's when you chant. You're Mayor Muslim. You're Bagel Jewish. But you're Christian Dior. The Knicks in 4.
My mayor's Jewish. No, my mayor's Muslim. My bagel's Jewish. And my Christian's Dior. Knicks in 4. Yeah, who gonna make that line? Who gonna make that verse? God damn it. Yeah, they missing out on mad opportunities, these New York rappers. God damn it. That shit Mano put out, that's not enough, fam. We need, what the fuck?
It's about 48 hours away. from MSG literally transforming into the Roman Colosseum. Because come Monday night, we are about to witness the loudest sporting event in American history. And if you are lucky enough to be inside this arena, it is going to feel like you time traveled back to 80 AD and are watching a gladiator fight IRL. These were the streets outside MSG last night when the team wasn't even playing in the city. And this was last night in the Ops Arena, over 1,600 miles away from the Mecca. So what do you think the Garden is gonna look like with the Knicks coming home up 2-0, hosting their first finals game in 27 years? We should literally be preparing for anarchy because these fans have waited too long for this. So if you are lucky enough to be in that arena on Monday night, it will be unlike anything we've ever seen in American sports. So buckle up, because this is gonna be cinema. And by the way, if you like elite sports content like this, make sure you're following.
Cardi B is reportedly set to perform at the halftime for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. What the fuck is she going to perform? What is she gonna sing? You doing it for clout? Where's the child-proof song? What is she finna sing? This shit is getting worse by the minute. Yeah, it's getting worse by the minute. The fuck? Cardi fucking B, bro? No, thank you. The fuck? Brosy, come and talk to us, Brosy. God damn it. I'm confused. Brosy.
I just found out one of the craziest contradictions I've seen all year. And the reason it triggered me so much isn't politics. It's because this exact pattern destroys people's lives every single day. Look, according to reports, the Pentagon allegedly raised Israel's counterintelligence threat level to critical, not moderate, not elevated, critical. That's the highest level. We're talking concerns about spying, burner phones, monitoring senior officials, gathering information around major negotiations, okay? Pause. Forget everything else. If your security team came to you tomorrow and said, hey, we think this person might be gathering information on you, what would you do? Most people would create distance. Most people would tighten security. Most people would pull back, right? That's common sense. Now watch this, because this is where the story goes completely off the rails, bro. At the exact same time these concerns are allegedly being raised, Congress moves forward with deeper cooperation. Artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, missile defense, military technology, shared systems, expanded interrogation, and then a letter fucking surfaces. A letter where Netanyahu thanks members of Congress for supporting what he literally calls my plan. My plan, not my words. His. And like, if that doesn't make you stop and stare for a second, I don't know what will. Because whether you're left, whether you're right, whether you support Israel, whether you don't, that is a contradiction. And here's what fucking hit me. Most people are about to watch this story and completely dismiss the lesson. Because humans do this exact thing constantly. A friend lies, they get more access. A business partner betrays trust, they get another chance. A relationship shows every red flag imaginable. Somehow, they get even deeper into your life. Why? Because people don't trust patterns, they trust hope. And hope is dangerous when reality is already speaking. The warning shows up, the body feels it, the contradiction is obvious, but people override themselves because they don't want the answer to be true. Comment scroll if you've ever caught yourself doing that. Because this is bigger than politics, bro. This is how people lose years of their lives. Reality whispers, then reality hints, then reality shouts. And people still negotiate with what they're seeing. That's exactly why stories like these explode. Not because people suddenly care about intelligence agencies, because every human being has lived through a moment where reality was screaming at them, and they kept trying to translate it into something more comfortable. Like, most people don't get trapped because they're stupid. They get trapped because they keep demanding more evidence after the pattern has already revealed itself. And by the time they finally accept what they're looking at, the damage is already done. Comment scroll below, because the scroll scan is not about headlines. It's about finding the pattern you've been explaining away for years. The Pentagon warning, the burner phones, the intelligence concerns, the vote, the letter, the timing. Maybe there's an explanation, maybe there isn't. But the real question is, what in your own life has already shown you exactly what it is, and you're still asking for one more sign?
Trump is getting a very rude welcome as he gets into New York for the finals, Game 3. You have signs like this one, 86-47, New York Knicks. bunch of New York Knicks protesters booing him as the motorcade drove by to enter Madison Square Garden. Reports on the ground suggest that folks inside bars are actively booing Donald Trump as well. Overall, this was a photo taken by Reuters, by the way. This was not my photo, and I'm not publishing it for the first time. But yeah, people are not happy with Donald Trump. The streets are closed. Wait times were hours to get into the stadium. And this is what he had to see coming up on into the stadium today, into Madison Square Garden. We're going to see whether the Boo Birds are out tonight inside the game. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. Spread the word and follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. I'll have another update for you soon. And if you want to support my work, subscribe to my Substack at the link in my bio.
Woman who spent decades representing.
All right, let's go down the race rabbit hole. We're going to go down the race rabbit hole real quick. You understand? Let me go ahead and beat on the race drum. Let's go down the rabbit hole, guys.
Representing her tribe. And now she's about the Indian woman who spent decades representing her tribe. And now she's being exposed because she's really white. You might remember Buffy St. Marie from Sesame Street because she was the Native American woman representing the indigenous culture on Sesame Street for many years, beginning in 1975. During the show, she sang original songs, showed herself doing beadwork, and told people all about life as a Native American after claiming that she was born on a reservation in Canada. But it turns out she's not Native American at all. She's actually a white woman from Boston, Massachusetts, and it was all an act, and people are angry about it. Buffy built her entire career and became a staunch activist for the Cree Native Americans, but her own family tried to tell everyone that it was all a lie, but nobody listened. After she was finally outed, she tried to explain that she adopted the persona based on her adoptive mother's culture, but people weren't trying to hear that. They found out that she was adopted not as a child, but at the age of 24. So she can't pull that card. Organizations like the Indigenous Women's Collective say they are hurt and angry by what she's done because she took away awards, fame, and opportunities from women who are really indigenous, and they could have used that platform. They say while she was pretending to be Native American, she took away actual awards, funding, and opportunities from real Native American women who could have benefited from it. And they're not the only one who's upset. The University of Toronto, which granted her an honorary doctorate degree,
But it's always like that. You know, when they talk about the pretendians, they better never fix their lips to talk about our people as pretendians, and these whack-ass Indians have never packed up the goddamn colonizers who completely stole their ID, completely stole everything from them. They never said nothing against them $5 Indians. So before they fix their lips to say pretendians, they need to clean up this problem right here. Damn near all of them coming out of Canada is fake. Shout out to Drake, right? Talking about, oh, they're so upset. No, if anybody is in your space cosplaying you and don't look like you, if I was an Indian woman, I would stay on her ass. Pause. Like I would never let her breathe. Why didn't they find this out a long time ago? Let it have been a black woman, they would have doxed her ass real quick. You feel me? They should have been outed her. But once again, like you said, it's fake people dealing with fake people. So you're never going to get no justice like that. It's similar to with the small hats. You can't have Europeans in charge of outing the small hats. They all lying. Them ain't even Europeans. They not even native to European, that to Europe. So you can't trust her. You can't wait on the white man or the European or the WASP or the Anglo-Saxon to call out the Yahudi or the small hat. They both lying. They covering for each other. The Asians are lying. The motherfuckers in Turkey is lying. Those not the original Turks. The Iranians is lying. Those not the original Persians. The fucking Chinese are lying. That's not the original Chinese. They done got rid of them people. The Japanese is lying. That's not the original Japanese. So niggas in Yemen is lying. The Saudi Arabians are lying. They done cleansed all of our people up out of all of those places. So you see how they cover for one another. But God damn it, them covers is coming off, y'all. The motherfucking covers is coming off. Yeah, let's go. We in aisle 666. We in a race aisle. Let's go.
Understand the meaning of words. You need to understand the meaning of words. And shout out to Don Kalam for this because he teaches about this in the private life. The word children means property of a corporation. So those are not your children. That is your son and that is your daughter. People don't understand that these words have meaning. And if you don't study the meaning of words as it pertains to the government, then you're already at a disservice anyway. Because you think you're a parent, a pair that rents. No, you're not. You are a mother and a father. So the more they try to deter you from the origins of words and meanings, it's something else going on behind the scenes, and you need to do a little more digging. You need to disassociate, and I always say this, and live in the private, because as they're moving and shifting these things in the corporations that you're operating in, you have no idea how this directly affects you, but yet you're operating in it every day.
So if this, okay, go ahead.
I just want to say this because you mentioned something, and I don't know if y'all know this is actually happening twice that I've seen it, and it was two women who had to go to court because of the government. She had to go to court because she did not want to have her child at the hospital. And they had to bring her to court, and the judge ruled in one case that she had to have her child at the hospital.
You see?
Like they were, and,
They took control.
the lady said, how is it you're telling me that I have to have my child? I'm not having, there's no risk for my body. There's no risk for the child. I prefer not to go to any of those places like that. I want to have, and she said, I've had all my other kids at home. Why is it you controlled? And literally they had, what is it? The Department of Children and Family Services, what they have in Florida.
What did I say?
They had all those different entities there putting a case of why she did not need to have this child there. And the judge ruled that she could not have a child at home.
So I'll add to that, Willie. Thank you for bringing light to that. You see what I mean? We don't know that this is an issue until we're facing the courts, until we're in court and you're like, wait, you mean that I don't own my child? No, you don't. Because once you sign that birth certificate, you sign away your rights. Did you know as a mother and father, you were signing as a witness to your own child, and that child does not belong to you unless you detach them from the state corporation? You don't know these things until you're in DCF court, child support court, and you're hearing the verbiage and language that they're using in the courts, and you're like, you think that you understand, but you have no idea the understanding of what these corporations are actually doing.
And how they're using it against you until it's too late.
I respect the fact that these sisters be up here and they not just sitting up here running, you know, they you know, these look like you wouldn't expect to hear women like this with a POV, a point of view, right? This sister got neck tats, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? But I like stuff like that. That's where we're moving with new media. I want the people who are talking to me to look more like everyday people. I don't need these manicured, quote unquote, you know, augmented, polished type of faces and whatnot. Not to say that shorty over here with the hair hat is super duper natural, you know, but give me a perspective with some research behind it and some good logic, and I'll listen. You know, never judge a book by its cover, right? But with media losing so much credibility, right? With media losing so much credibility, women like this or new media personalities who look more like the people, I think that's going to become more bigger and whatnot. I think that's going to become more of a thing. Okay? And not the pretendians and not these fake ass people
Be Native
that they got in
American.
front of us.
She took away actual award.
You know? So kudos to people that are stepping up, right? Like my girl, hold on. My girl, let's go.
Well, everybody, it looks like True Promise 5 is on the way. Didn't y'all say y'all wanted me to be like the ghetto or like Black Paul Revere? The British are coming. The British are coming. True Promise 5 is on its way, okay? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm your host, Real Good Ava God is here to bring you the geopolitics and the key-keys from overseas. And baby, this ain't shit to keep the fuck about. I told y'all niggas. Didn't I tell y'all niggas I had told y'all niggas? And y'all thought I was lying. Yes, you did. Shut up. Yes, you did. It turns out America did spend their money.
Can y'all see it? Y'all can see her? Because y'all was like, we can't see the video, right? The other video, it wasn't necessarily playing. I was talking over it. It wasn't playing and whatnot. Oh, breaking news. Wait, what? They's booing Donald Trump at the Garden. Stop playing. Hold on. Yeah, let's go.
Breaking news, Donald Trump was just booed by the entire Madison Square Garden for the Knicks final game. Gotta watch this moment.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights where the
Breaking news, Donald Trump.
and bright stars.
Look at Shorty's face. She trying not. Look, they say black don't crack. Well, it looked like white is cracking. Shorty over there, she looked like her face is cracking. He looked like he could take it. He looked like he was like, I was waiting for this moment on some Homelander shit. He eating that up. He drinking it. He eating that looch up. You know what I mean? But Shorty, she can't take it. She's like, oh my goodness, I'm on the Jumbotron. Look at her face. Look at her face. She don't even want to look. She's looking straight. Like, let me just look at the wall. Oh my goodness, they don't like us. Yeah, let's go back to Chocolate Godiva. Talk to us, Chocolate.
Because what did I say? They act like a bitch that steal your shit and help you fucking look for it. That's the energy America and Israel gives. So the fact that they have been playing in Iran's face this hard this entire time, it gave very much, you have every single opportunity and chance to make peace despite you knowing that you're on the losing end. It is quite embarrassing how badly you're losing. The only way that you could still be trying to hold true that you want to steal their uranium, you want to go to war with them, is if you know for a fact that you're going to get your ass whipped regardless. So you have no other choice but to staying 10 toes deep and make it look like you really that bitch and that you really that tough when we all know you not like that for real. Because what? You done already spent their money. You done already spent their money. There's no other option for you. Your back's against the wall. You have no other choice but to see this shit through. You done already spent their fucking money. Iran says it will strike whatever infrastructure the United States repairs in Arab countries using around $25 billion worth of frozen assets or money. Since you act like you don't want to come up off that, I'm going to take that shit up out your ass. And I done been told y'all niggas they said that. Yikes on bikes. I know Kuwaiti and Bahrain is still picking their teeth up off the fucking floor. But that's not all. Okay, so boom. Over the past few days, I know, Godiva, where the hell you been? Mind your business. Anyways, over the past few days, Israel has been like really gung-ho on increasing the amount of attacks that are happening in South Lebanon. As we spoke a couple days ago, you know for certain that there was supposed to be a deal struck, and that Iran said they're not signing their John Hancock on shit unless Lebanon is included. That includes Israel getting the fuck up out of Lebanon and any of the resistance subsidiaries, which also includes Hamas, right? But that's on the back burner, and that would come with the nuclear talks. Essentially, that's where those two agreements would come from, on the heels of those nuclear talks. The only way they're willing to consider Palestine and Gaza, backing out of Gaza, is if they have these nuclear talks, which Iran said we'll deal with that later. But what we got on the table right now, I need you to focus on the plate that's in front of you, because baby, you got a little too much dip on your motherfucking chip. I done told your ass to leave Lebanon the fuck alone, didn't I? And I told you, if you strike Beirut again, that's gonna be my foot up your ass. Your ass is grass. Because I need you to understand something. I didn't ask you for a fucking ceasefire, hoe. I don't need you. You need me. So, like I said before, I'm not leaving my nephews and them in the motherfucking field. And if I gotta get back outside, best believe the whole fam coming outside. Do you hear me? We jumping off the porch with this shit. We in your ass. Bitch, we're on your body. Now, remember, a couple days ago, I told you, America tried to call out to Somalia and was like, what's this shit I hear about you, talking about you rolling with Iran and them. And Somalia was like, I'm not trying to fucking hear that shit, bitch, because when I asked you, and when I told you to hit that motherfucking stage, bitch, you should hit that motherfucking stage, and you should have checked Israel for that bullshit they pulled with Somaliland. But since you act like you don't know what the fuck is up, I can show you way better than I can tell you. And I didn't join the eating team. I have joined the winner circle, and I'm not feeling to deal with you or the bullshit that you and Israel bringing. I have had the fucking up. So all the nephews is outside, and their homegirls, they all outside, ready to ride for a homicide, because bitch, it's drama time. Israel done struck the fuck out of Beirut again, playing in Iran's face, and then Iran said it's up and it's stuck for your ass, bitch. It is up and it's motherfucking stuck, and best believe this time, I'm gonna make sure I make something really fucking shake. Do you hear me? Now, here's what's the craziest part about this situation, because Israel was not expecting Iran and Hezbollah to both be already prepared for this. As of right now, Channel 15 in Israel has reported that Israeli officials briefed the U.S. before the attack and gave the green light. America was still holding to the fact that I didn't know nothing. I didn't know fuck about shit or shit about fuck. Why are you blaming me? Whole motherfucking time. They was in on it from the beginning, from the start, because you's a grimy, slimy ass gutter snipe bitch, right? We all know that America and Israel are nothing more than a bunch of gutter snipe assholes. We're clocking T, right? All signs point to Iran striking Israel for the attack on Lebanon. Now, this was just reported today, but we all knew that when Iran said, if you attack Beirut again, I'ma fuck you up. They were dead serious. They've been quiet all morning. They've been quiet all morning. You know good and goddamn well when the IRGC and them shut the fuck up, they about to show you way better than they could tell you. Because baby, I done told you once, I done told you twice, and now they gotta show your ass I'm not the fucking one to play with. And I was like, ooh, bitch, it's finna go down, basement. I'm so happy, like, I'm so happy. I mean, between Albanians fucking up the Israeli settlers trying to settle in Albania, and to the Cubans standing 10 toes deep against America, and now this, oh baby, it's about to go down. Bitches about to, like, they about to get the fire like it's the ending scene of Mean Girls when the whole school got to throw in hands and all the clicky-yanas got to throw in hands, bitch. So yeah, long story short, you ain't gonna believe this either. Like I said, they was the fuck prepared. They was hoping you wouldn't be stupid enough to take it that far, but now that they have no other choice but to take it there, baby, they're gonna take it there. Hezbollah acquired increasingly advanced air defense systems. I knew that this was gonna happen the minute I saw last week China dropping off more air defense systems. In my mind, I'm thinking, why would Iran need more air defense systems when they've been overly stockpiled? America hasn't even been able to penetrate those, which is why they attacked what is it, Bandar Abbas, that area within the Strait of Hormuz, just off the coast of Iran, within the Strait of Hormuz. That was the only reason why they had to attack that area, because they couldn't get through anywhere else. They couldn't get anything else. They couldn't get shit to shake. They had the Kurds in the north of Iran that they were supposed to attack at some point, but they was like, after we thought about it, like, we really don't have no beef with Iran. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even beefing with her. Like, we kind of cool for real. And we don't even understand why, like, we are really even involved. Long story short, they bitched out and gave up that equipment to Iran. It was like, look, we ain't got no beef with you, and we told America not to send us over here, so we just decided to come and deliver this shit, right? So I'm thinking to myself, the Kurds been the only ones really moving and shaking right now. Could it possibly be that the Kurds that are outside of the vicinity of Iraqi Kurd, that Erbil area, could it possibly be that they done double-crossed America and helped get some air defense systems over there? I don't know. That's just pure speculation. However, them air defense systems that just got dropped off in Iran for like the umpteenth time from China, and then all of a sudden Hezbollah got these insane air defense missiles and its air defense system, surface-to-air missiles. They launched surface-to-air missiles at an Israeli jet above Nabateh, forcing it to deploy flares and retreat. That's a whole lot of coinky-dinkies happening at one time. Mind you, those of you outside doing CNN interviews while Hezbollah has air defense systems. Since your goof ass wouldn't protect Lebanon, they nutted the fuck up and strutted the fuck up. And they ain't letting the fuck up. The boot is on Israel and America's neck. Joseph, you look crazy. You look crazy right now, Glock. Because you ain't got no air defense systems. You ain't got nothing compared to what Hezbollah got. And you outside criticizing the fuck out of Hezbollah. And they doing the biggest, the baddest job, the biggest bang up job at making sure they take care of their citizens. Everything that you claim that they are, they show you in real time that you could never, bitch. So in this particular situation, Hezbollah was already prepared. Hezbollah's new air defense systems forced Israel's missiles to retreat. Oh, bitch, this about to be a fucking week to remember. Oh, my God. It's also important to note that America decided to send the USS George H.W. Bush of the Navy into the Middle East to try and pretty much, I guess, send a message to Iran. But they already made it clear. I'm on your ass. I'm on your body, bitch. No. I'm not even trying to hear what the fuck you saying. Word in the curb is America called themselves trying to reach out to Iran as a result of what took place in Beirut yesterday to pretty much like not only rub it in Iran's face, but to play games in Iran's face. And Iran said, for sure, you right on. No, hold on, watch this. What do you mean? Watch this. What do you mean? What do you mean? Because if I know something. When a gangster motherfucker say, watch this, that means some shit finna get brazy around this bitch. You know what I mean? That means we should be ducking for cover. Y'all should be ducking for cover. Because I done seen what the inside of that last naval ship looked like after Iran fucked it up. It was real bad. Real bad, sister. Burnt the fuck up to a crisp. I mean, they had America's naval ships fried, died, and laid to the motherfucking side, ho. Y'all niggas better duck. Get down immediately to the motherfucking ground, because they have made it clear. I'm on your ass. I'm on that ass, bitch. Yeah. Remember, you asked for this. I've been watching the Iranian military base. I still can't. I don't really know if it. I don't know if it's spoof or it's real, but I'm gonna take it as bond. I'm gonna take their word as bond. And they basically were saying the same exact thing. Remember, when your shit getting rocked, you asked me for this. You practically begged me for it. No, period. No, you ain't tell no lies, queen. Iran, you ain't tell no lies. So to sum it all up, girl, True Promise Fall is coming. Y'all may want to get your popcorn and your wine. Get yourself a nice shot this time, because you gonna need it. And a nice fat ass wood, because you gonna need it. Listen, what Albania been doing, it don't really take the cake the way that Iran and Hezbollah really take. The boys is outside. Do you hear me? They outside and they looking for your ass. Oh, I'm excited. And just like that, I'm excited again. Stay tuned, because there's a lot more to go, because this shit's about to jump off.
She from Kentucky. You know I did my homework. Y'all like, she from Philly and nah, she from Kentucky. She a Leo. Yeah, I did my homework. Let's go.
Don't know exactly if this is the scenario, but it looks like things are lining up.
So going back to what I was saying, that we've been talking about with all of the provocations going on, we have Chocolate Godiva to keep us with the news, informed about what's going on over there. That's our war reporter. But before there was a Chocolate Godiva, we were talking about what was happening and how this was all dealing with end time prophecies, you know, and this is basically theater. Okay, this is theater, and all these people are working together. So yeah, check out this interview that they having, right? Eschatology, right? In world prophecies or in world times. We are in world times right now, and the powers that be or the powers that not be, they are all in bed, or they are all working in tandem to create that quote unquote end times. You know what I mean? They are all working in tandem, y'all. So check it out.
When, and we don't know exactly if this is the scenario, but it looks like things are lining up and these trends are moving forward, just like the Bible says.
Yeah, and Joel, just a reminder for everyone watching, when we talk about this Gog and Magog, this confederation that comes together in the latter days, Ezekiel says, who is part of that confederation that comes against Israel? And by the way, it ends well for Israel. It doesn't end well for this invasion force when God intervenes directly. But name some of the nations. I know you believe Russia will be among those nations that come against Israel in the latter days.
Really, you have to do historical detective work to figure out what the ancient names in Ezekiel are and how they correspond to current nation states. But the short version is Magog is certainly Russia. I don't have any doubts about that. But the next country that's mentioned is Persia. Well, that's the easiest one of all of them because until 1935, that was the name of Iran. Gomer is an ancient name for the people that we now call Turkey. So if you just started with those three, you'd have Russia, Iran, and Turkey, the very countries that are occupying Syria, first time in 2,600 years since Ezekiel wrote that. Lebanon is not mentioned in the prophecy as an aggressor. It's not mentioned at all, but the attack, as you said, is coming from the north. Well, with Russia, Iran, and Turkey already occupying and with their military forces already in Syria, then what's going on with Lebanon? Well, it is a wholly owned subsidiary, a province really, of Iran because of Hezbollah. And you and I have covered this and written about how Hezbollah has just taken over the country. So we could go through more countries, but the main invasion force comes from the north, and a couple things have had to have happened. Ezekiel 36 and 37. Israel has to be reborn as a country. Check. Jews have to be coming back en masse and resettling here. Check. Jews have to have rebuilt the ancient ruins. Check. They have to make Israel, modern Israel, prosperous. Check. And they have to be living securely in the land. The term peace is never used, but the sense that Israelis feel like, okay, yeah, we get it. People hate us. We're Jews. Unfortunately, that's our lot in life. But overall, we feel good. And that's where Israelis feel right now. Most Christians don't have any idea really about this prophecy and how things are really coming together in ways we've never seen ever in history.
And one thing that, but people, I think a lot of viewers would remember Luke 21, Matthew 24, the time when Jesus talked about the end of the age, and he talked about it right over there on the Mount of Olives when his disciples came to him, where he talked about wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, famines, earthquakes in various places, and that we see in evidence all over the world.
The pestilence alone. I mean, we're living through the worst.
Like these niggas talking about comic books or something. Like, the fuck out of here. This shit sound like Comic-Con, like a panel at Comic-Con. Like, the fact that they got Poindexters like this, you know, determining people's fates and what, that's the shit that pisses me off.
Disease, worst plague, pandemic in the last 100 years. If this is not a birth pang, prophetically, I wouldn't know what a birth pang would look like.
Thanks again to my good friends Joel Rosenberg and
Words don't describe. Words.
The same schemes, the same plots, y'all, the same plays, you're falling for them. These people do not have anything else, so they constantly run the same plays on the people. They're not creators. They're not creating anything. They're coming from a playbook, and they're running the same plays in different fonts on you. The same plays. A lot of my people, y'all have done the digging, done the research to understand how much these motherfuckers lie on grand levels. First of all, we in a country where 9/11 took place. These people are habitual liars. These people are master manipulators. Turn the TVs off. Turn the TVs off. And I say it again, I don't care if nobody get upset about this or y'all think that I'm being careless. I'm telling you right motherfucking now, these people are running the same exact plays on the people. And the thing is, when you really start to dig in it, because I go back in history and I question a lot of it because honestly, I feel like we've been lied to about a lot of events, a lot of shit, a lot of people.
Like, just look at the video that I played right before this, and then look at what's going on in this video where sisters like, yo, they are energy harvesting. They are manipulating racial tensions and whatnot. They are using your energy. Keep in mind, with these crazy bald heads talking about their Messiah and end time prophecies, You got to always keep in mind that they can't do any of this and ignore you. You are the real messiahs. You're the original bloodline. You are the chosen. So while they're cheering the Antichrist, the coming of the Antichrist and whatnot, they're also side-eyeing and looking at the fact that if their Antichrist is coming, that means your Messiah is here or your Messiah is coming. So everything is literally coming to a head, right? And at the end of the day, they're still up to their same old games, energy harvesting, pulling on us, spirit cooking and whatnot, using some of our messiahs as sacrifices and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Like they said, they out here hunting niggas down based off of their DNA. Based off of their DNA. So this shit is real. Don't get caught up in it. You feel me? Don't let them feed off of you. You know, keep a lot of your energy solid, like practice practice being isolation and practice keeping a lot of your energy either within or amongst people who could transmute it. If I see any one of y'all on a soapbox outside yelling at the top of your lungs, you niggas in a train station reading Bibles to people, I'm pushing you on the tracks. You know what I'm talking about? Because you need a wake-up call. This is not what that is. Don't take this shit that we telling y'all and go run tell people who are not a part of our network. That's why they put your ass in a fucking psych ward. That's why they got you eating fruits out of Kool-Aid now. Y'all running your goddamn mouth to people that's not even worthy of our information. I don't care if you laying next to them. I don't care if that's your moms and whatnot. These people are not worthy. They can't hold the light. They the same niggas that turned Denmark VCN. They the same niggas that turned Nat Turner in and watched as he got turned into Grease. The same niggas that'll sit around with a goddamn camera phone while you getting guillotined is the same people in the 1400s that was sitting around watching your ass getting whooped to death. They was the same ones taking they was, instead of taking pictures, they was carving pictures on the trees while you was getting whooped and flogged and whatnot. Those the same niggas gonna hold the camera while your ass is getting 86. You getting George Floyded and whatnot. They the same niggas is gonna be recording you. Stop running to people with this information. This information is literally to die for. Keep that shit close to your chest. I know that you might not be surrounded. Everybody don't have the advantage of having a network where it's a whole bunch of people. You could just pick up your phone and be like, yo, Hotep, you know what I'm saying? Guess what happened today? You know what I mean? You better find you a motherfucking group. I'm out here doing a goddamn roll call and people will be in the audience and y'all be in the same city and whatnot. You need to start a meetup, my nigga. Yeah, you casting pearls to swine and they out here wearing pearl necklaces and your ass is getting jungle juice shot. You getting Thorazine. You know what I'm talking about? They putting pork in your food to poison you. Niggas is sprinkling shit in your meal. You showing your hand, fam, to Agent Smith, to the ciphers in the Matrix. You showing your hand, thinking you deep. The minute you leave, them niggas is calling up Adam 22 on your ass. Facts. Keep that shit to yourself. Nobody cares. How about that? Keep that shit to yourself. Nobody cares. Let the 85ers pop out. You need to be a little more secure in who the hell you are around people that you don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Let your nuts hang when you come amongst your own kind and your tribe. But other than that, you better wear a yarmulke. You better grow out some Goldilocks, my nigga, and be incognito. You better put a fucking frock on. You know what I'm talking about? You niggas better put I had a roster cap on for about a year, my nigga. Niggas would be like, yo, what up, rude boy? I'd be like, blessings, blessings. Selassie. I wasn't trying to show my hands, man. I put my shit in a roster cap and I was like, Selassie. You know what I'm saying? They was giving me free bud and everything. They didn't know. Yeah, don't show your hand, man. Don't show your hand.
But like I said, when you look at this shit, they're doing the exact same things. Disconnect from all this shit. Walk around like you know you're being lied to and question everything. These people are putting on a show. The world is a stage. We're not on here telling y'all that for nothing. And even my people that know what y'all know better, do better. These people are playing with us. You cannot trust half the shit you're being shown on your TV, if not more than half of it. Go within. So you know what the fuck is being cooked up and put together so you can see it. So you can see it. Because this thing go deep. Their need for the people not to come together. Their need for the people not to know the truth of what really went down. Their need to keep us from divine knowledge is big. Stop letting these people yoke your emotions up, down, all around. Because when I look at these interviews, and I ain't going to speak too much on people, I'm going to just say this, I don't feel it.
I hear that shit. I hear that shit. Let's go.
All right, so I want to say something that is straight to black women and black women only, right? I don't want to see no more content about the black man being the issue. I don't want to see no more content about the black man not being in the household, because this whole situation with Cyrus is showing us how these type of people truly feel, right? So I was watching a video from another ching chong kong kong, and she was basically saying how if Cyrus wouldn't have tried to steal a bottle of water, y'all need to raise y'all children better. These people are getting up here talking about your children because y'all are not doing what you need to do as mothers, and not just as black women. The way that we hold ourselves, our morals, our values, what we require from our children is very much setting the standard for the outside people to be disrespectful to our culture and to our people. And I don't want to hear shit about it. I'm on my Instagram and I'm checking my messages. Some beauty supply store opened in PA today or some shit, or this weekend, and black women are in there. Black women are the main issue. The reason why nothing ever grows, nothing ever develops in the black community, because black women don't know how to have structure and how to have direction when it's time to truly move. The only time black women show any type of structure is when it's trying to fight in this white man system by getting a degree, by getting a car, by getting a house. Fuck all of that. Our people are being disrespected and they trying us. They pulling our whole car and it's irritating me. These people do not respect us because we're not respecting ourselves and we're not moving accordingly. There is no reason why we should have to go to anybody outside of our community to get our nails done, to get our hair done, anything. Black women should be able to build communities of nail techs, hair people, you know what I mean? But no, y'all want to argue, y'all want to fight, y'all want to belittle each other. You want to get mad because one person is getting a little bit more shine. Bitch, when she get the shine, she gonna send them straight to you because she can't do every person's hands. Like, it is so irritating. At what point are we gonna stand for something and stop letting these outsiders disrespect us? And it's not on the black men. The black women are literally the door to the community. Literally, we deal with these people more than the black man do. Like, on some real shit. On some real shit, the black woman's emotions is ruining the community. Every time something happens, it is because of our emotions or because of some bullshit, and we really have to get it a hold. It is not about us. It is not about you as an individual black woman. You are a black woman, but you are a part of a collective, and it's irritating me. I'm ready to step. These people are pissing me off.
Boy, she is pissed. She done said a thing or two. Yikes. All right, let's go.
Not royals, but they did serve the royal family as financial advisors. Do you recognize them? You've seen them before. Now do you remember them? This is Helene and Guy the Rothschild at their famous Surrealist ball in 1972. The hunt of the stag, pheasants in his headpiece, all about the traditional hunting party. Yeah. They're famous for hosting the most extravagant and bizarre surrealist parties and balls. They've been hosting these elaborate events for hundreds of years. Check this out though. The British royal family had elevated them to the title of Baron, Baronet. The British branch of the family was elevated by Queen Victoria herself, who granted the hereditary title of Baronet. It was 1847. Then later on, they were granted the title of Baron Rothschild, and this happened in 1885. Even King Charles and Queen Camilla attended the celebration of life for Jacob Rothschild, the fourth Baron Rothschild. I even showed you in a video yesterday where the Met Gala, until she didn't arrive, until Marie Helene de Rothschild did not have her surrealist party in 1972, the Met Gala was a demonstration of art, couture. It didn't have all this weird stuff. It didn't have all the weird costumes that we're seeing today that remind us of Hunger Games. These two family ties between the Rothschilds and the Windsors goes back a long time. 1816, the Emperor Francis I of Austria elevated 4 of the Meyer-Amschel Rothschild's son to the Austrian nobility. And in 1818, he elevated the remaining son, Nathan, in 1822. All 5 sons were granted the Austrian hereditary title of Freiherr, Baron. These people are all connected to royal families. And here you have Evelyn de Rothschild that served as Queen Elizabeth II's financial advisor. And here we have Rothschild and Rockefeller together. They are so connected. So how did they gain their favor? If they're not royals, how did they become barons? The answer to this goes all the way back to ancient Egypt.
To be continued.
To be continued. Okay. We don't want to play.
HOSP literally copied Luffy's blueprint and became one of the most famous. Agents are coming. The agents are.
Oh wait, Trump? Okay, more Trump. All right.
Jeffrey! Everybody jumping out of their mind. Everybody going out of their skin. See, we get to the end, but that's where we begin. You feel it?
Yeah, boys, do it.
Breaking out and we breaking the codes.
Keep going, boys.
To the jack who stole to the depths in your web, so you
Yeah,
take
that's it.
Get it out.
All over me. That's it.
Everybody got a target tonight. Everybody coming off of the ride. All you studs and your duds and your ladies is fly. Grab the moment like you're gripping the earth.
Freedom 250. If you add a B, it's dumb.
Now you get it, now you're feeling your
Not a
worth.
lot of
Fitness
people
and you
know.
used to make when everything
The Rothschild.
All right, let's go down this rabbit hole real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, I remember stories 10 years ago about massive.
First, we got
Remember
Whitney Webb.
stories 10 years ago about massive NSA data centers in like Utah and various states before people were even talking about data centers, about all the information they've been compiling on people. And I think it's important to keep in mind too that even going beyond Palantir, the internet itself was created by the military. And I think now we're coming kind of close to the end game in terms of full circle of them kind of realizing their initial dream for the internet. And then, you know, in the case of Palantir, you know, I argue in a lot of my research points to various efforts within the DARPA military sphere aimed at the internet being privatized. For example, LifeLog becoming Facebook, Total Information Awareness becoming Palantir. You know, these have become reality. They've been a lot of these big tech Silicon Valley companies, are just masquerading as, we just started in our garage and we're regular guys. Like, no, these are guys that were created by military intelligence, and they privatize these programs. And we have willingly given them our data, and we continue to do so. And so even if you have Palantir having access to privileged information, think about something in that same family of company like Clearview AI, for example, which is also Peter Thiel connected, that has amassed this huge database used for facial recognition by law enforcement and militaries. So, to arrest and also to murder people. And they just scraped most of that from pictures people freely and willingly posted. We voluntarily gave a lot of our data away, and they've been able to scrape a lot more of it than you probably think.
All right. So that's Whitney Webb, ladies and gentlemen, one of the top researchers.
These are Israeli surveillance.
All right. Let's keep on going down this rabbit hole.
Israeli surveillance centers being built all over the United States, not data centers. Please start calling them Israeli surveillance centers, because that's what they are, because now the U.S. military has announced they are merging with the Israeli military, which we already knew they basically were already, but it is official now, and one of the things they have announced that they are merging with them on is surveillance and AI. So they're building all these centers, way more than absolutely necessary. Then they're also expanding flock cameras. So they've got cameras everywhere to track all your movement. Also, they've got the camera phones. So now they can essentially follow you anywhere you go, have AI track you at all times, and have a complete system to have complete control over every waking moment of your life. And then be able to enforce that with their massive expansion of these detention facilities. Concentration camps. So if you don't fall in line, which they'll be tracking your every movement, they'll put you into those camps, and then you can be their free labor. We've been invaded by a foreign military, guys. And they're setting up the most extreme cyber tracking policing system we've ever seen right now. But folks are also calling this the burning summer, and Peter Thiel just fled to Argentina because he's shitting his fucking pants because he's scared of you guys. So
I feel that Peter Thiel is going to Argentina not because he's afraid. He's going to Argentina as a base of operations. You understand? He's going to Argentina so he could do what he needs to do without anybody interfering him or somewhat trying to get in his way. That's why he's going to Argentina. You know what I mean?
What if I told you the world actually ended in 1945?
Let us continue.
The world actually ended in 1945, and we've been living in a type of post-apocalyptic environment ever since. And I don't mean politically that everything did change, I mean technologically and chemically. At the turn of the 20th century, technology was heading in a very different direction to where it is today. Today, the world is dominated by the chemical warlord, the snake that eats its own tail, and Saturn who devours his children. Maybe it all started when German chemist August Kekule had a dream of a snake eating its own tail, which revealed to him the molecular structure of benzene. Benzene is arguably the most important chemical compound and revolutionized the world with its use of plastic detergents, pesticides, and the synthesis of pharmaceutical drugs. The snake eating its own tail famously represents the cycle of samsara, the cycle of impermanence and suffering fueled by ignorance. I'm sure the correlation is not lost on you when the very molecular structure of the plastics that pollute the world and the pharmaceutical drugs that keep people sick came as the symbol of samsara to a man in his dreams. The 20th century was the century of industrialized chemistry. The world wars never ended. The weapons of war were just redirected onto the civilian population. And while the marvels of chemistry has made our world more convenient, it's come at the cost of our health and our environment. Let's take ammonium nitrate. What is ammonium nitrate predominantly used for? The answer is fertilizer, which after the world wars led to the explosion of third world population from 1.2 billion to 7.1 billion via the Green Revolution. But before it was used as fertilizer, the compounds ammonium and nitrogen were used for bombs, explosives, and poison gas. Organophosphates used as nerve agents like sarin gas were repurposed as pesticides and insecticides. Mustard gas was repurposed for chemotherapy. Chlorine, which was used as a chemical weapon, was repurposed for water disinfection, plastic production, and household bleach. Teflon, which was resistant enough to be used for the Manhattan nuclear project, was then commercialized for non-stick cookware. Nylon, originally used as parachutes during the war, is now the largest contribution of microplastics in the world, contributing to infertility, endocrine disruption, cell damage, and oxidative stress. But do not fear. There is a way out of this chemical samsara, and the solution lies in resurrecting the maverick genius of a handful of thinkers, scientists, and inventors that were famous in the early 1900s, but who have since been mysteriously erased from the record books. Stay tuned for part 2.
One of me trying to convince you that Jeffrey Epstein was
We're back on Jeffrey, guys. We're back on Jeffrey. Let's go.
Performing sex magic rituals to summon entities using the methods of Aleister Crowley. And this is all documented in the Epstein files, but the trail is not obvious on first read. The files contain emails where Epstein directs his staff to drive out into the New Mexico desert and steal ancient Pueblo petroglyphs, and he wants them to bring these petroglyphs back to his home. Petroglyphs are basically large rocks with ancient carvings on them that have religious significance. The earliest email that we have about this is from 2001, and this is 8 years before his Florida arrest. He continued to gather these stones for almost 20 years. So why was he doing this? There is an esoteric principle called the law of contagion. The basic idea is that sacred objects, like petroglyphs, absorb and store the religious energy of everyone who has ever prayed or channeled energy into them. And the more sacred the object, the bigger the spiritual charge. These rocks were one of several religious artifacts that Epstein collected over his life. All of them point towards specific esoteric rituals based on the work of Aleister Crowley. I know this sounds crazy, but it can actually be proven based on his book purchases, and I'll explain that in a later video. But as it pertains to these particular petroglyphs, there is an email that was leaked, supposedly from a Jeffrey Epstein staff member turned whistleblower, who alleged that 2 foreign girls were buried in the hills where these petroglyphs are found. He says that, quote, both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex, and they were buried on the orders of Jeffrey and Madam G. He also sent video links that allegedly proved this, but they are now redacted. This email is why New Mexico is supposedly searching the grounds for evidence of this crime. The petroglyphs are just the first object that Epstein collected for this purpose. Tomorrow, I'll tell you about a Catholic funeral bell that went missing for almost a century, and suddenly, it ends up at Jeffrey Epstein's home. Subscribe so you don't miss it, or you can check out my full documentary on my YouTube channel. 2 of me trying to convince you that Jeffrey Epstein was performing sex magic rituals to summon entities using the methods of Aleister Crowley. Yesterday, I covered how Epstein...
And it's, once again, if somebody in the community pointed this out and was able to lay some of the things on the table and I missed it, just give me their name and I'll be like, cool. But this just goes to show how fucking lazy and how consciously bankrupt this community has become. Like, they don't even, you know what I mean? Like, they're not even giving anymore. That's why we got these TikTok niggas talking to us. This is supposed to be our community doing this shit, bro. You know? Why didn't nobody point that out? Where's these conscious? Why are they so lazy now, man? What are they doing? I don't even watch a lot of, what are they up to, man? What are these conscious niggas up to? What are they talking about? You know what I mean? They leaving it up to Chocolate Godiva and them to fucking cook. Like, where is the conscious community at, bro? God damn.
Epstein was collecting sacred objects from different religious traditions and using them to charge his properties for ritual. The esoteric principle is called the law of contagion, and it basically says that sacred objects absorb the energy of everyone who has ever prayed or channeled energy into them. The first object that he stole was ancient Pueblo petroglyphs near his home, and this is also where 2 women were allegedly buried after rough fetish sex left them dead. The second item he stole was a Catholic funeral bell called the Las Trampas death bell. It was installed in a New Mexico mission church in 1760, and then it was stolen from that church in the 1930s. And it went completely missing until suddenly it ends up at Jeffrey Epstein's ranch. This bell was only ever rung during Catholic funeral masses, so you can imagine the type of spiritual energy that collects on a bell from 170 years worth of grief. The third item was 3 pieces of the kishwa, which is the cloth that covers the most sacred site in all of Islam, the Kaaba. The Kaaba is said to be the first house of worship built by Adam, the first man, and then rebuilt by Abraham. It also houses the black stone, which was given to Adam by the angel Gabriel. Originally, it was pure white, but it has turned completely black because it's absorbed so much sin. The kishwa, which Epstein somehow received, is the black and gold cloth that covers the Kaaba in Mecca. The woman who sent this cloth to Epstein said it had been touched by 10 million Muslims in active prayer. Now, when you put all of this together,
10 million Muslims, that's crazy. And I remember when we was covering all of this stuff right here. You feel me? Well, I remember we was covering all of this and we were talking about this is all sex magic, but the research that homie is doing, this is proper. He's putting that shit together. A death bell, a fucking death bell. So you know they was ringing the bell when they was out there doing what they was doing. This is crazy. And do the research on the trench. I think it's called a Mariner Trench in St. Croix, the deepest part of the goddamn ocean. The shit dropped. I'm talking about it goes from like when you look in the water, it's black. That's how deep it is. It's called a Mariner Trench. So you literally could drop bodies. You know where he was at, right? They had a submarine, right? What is the Maxwell girl? She was a submarine. She was into submarines. They had a yacht and they got boats. When we went to St. John's, right, which is in the Virgin Islands, you can't get to St. John's from a train. I mean, from a plane. You got to take a boat from St. Thomas. You know what I'm saying? And St. James is right off of St. John's, right? So the Mariana Trench is cold, dark, and deadly. Yes. But remember, they could have dropped bodies in the Mariana Trench because St. James is right next to it. Because somebody Google how far the Mariana Trench is from where Jeffrey Epstein's house was at, where over there in St. James. So they literally could have been unaliving these girls or unaliving kids and unaliving people and then take their ass in a boat and drop them right in the trench. Yeah, I not only did I see it, I got a video on YouTube from 2018. We went out there with the Paradigm Shifters. My Uncle Spencer, God bless the dead, he died during COVID. He showed us Jeffrey Epstein Island. He pulled over and was like, it's right there. We got out the car and we looked at that shit. This is before he died. The Mariana Trench is no, there's a Mariana Trench right there in the motherfucking St. Croix. You know, oh my goodness. You don't know about St. Croix? You don't know about St. Croix? The power of St. Croix? Yeah, St. Croix is magical. Trench. Eight miles. It's 8 miles. It goes 2 miles deep. Nah, I think it goes deeper than 2 miles. I'm telling you. I think it goes deeper than 2 miles. You know? But I know that the deepest part in the Atlantic, the deepest point in the Atlantic is the Puerto Rico Trench. And it reaches depths of 83 to 8,600 meters. That's 5 miles deep. Okay? 5 miles deep. So when them people is getting rid of shit, right? Don't let nobody ever tell you, yeah, we're going to go out and we're going to go take the boat out and no, I'm good. Fuck you mean? No. I ain't going. Okay? No. 75 to 80 miles. Earthquake in the Gulf. Yeah, Puerto Rico is right next to St. Croix. So when you want to talk about St. Croix, right? Go and research Point Udall. Point Udall. That is the easternmost point of the United States. Okay? St. Croix sits farther east than any other U.S. territory. The sun rises there before it rises anywhere else under the U.S. flag. Okay? So St. Croix is Point Udall. Okay? It's the easternmost edge of America. It's one of the first places that is touched by sunlight, and it overlooks the Atlantic. And it provides paranormal views or panoramic views of the Caribbean Sea and the neighboring island. Talk black to me. It's where the sky and the sea and the motherfucking sun meet. This is paradise. It's a connection between the Atlantic and the Caribbean. What are we talking about? Yeah, there's a lot of earthquakes taking place. Yeah, I saw that thing with I saw that thing happen in the Philippines yesterday with the earthquake. It was crazy. It was crazy, right? But did he finish?
During Catholic funeral masses, so you can imagine the type of spiritual.
Yeah, they spirit cooking, y'all. That boy was spirit cooking heavy, you know? And he's not the only one. They all doing it. Let us continue.
Wave didn't fall because of evangelicals. It fell because of Opus Dei, and one priest made it possible. His name was Father Arne Panula. While studying in Rome, he lived with Opus Dei founder Jose Maria Escriva. He earned his doctorate from Spain, was ordained in 1973, and became the highest-ranking Opus Dei priest in America, the vicar, from 1998 to 2002. In 2007, he became the director of the Catholic Information Center, the nerve center of Opus Dei's Washington operation, until his death in 2017. According to Gareth Gore, Panula became known inside Opus Dei circles as a friend and confidant to billionaires and Supreme Court justices. Opus Dei targets Ivy League universities, finding high-potential students destined for law, finance, politics, and media. They recruited young, shaped, and pointed toward the highest corridors of power. Peter Thiel was one of those students. When Thiel was at Stanford, Panula was the campus Opus Dei chaplain. They remained close for 40 years. Thiel went on to bankroll a new wave of political power, but that story has a chapter of its own. From his hospice bed, leaving behind his final book dictations, Panula championed a stark philosophy, quoting traditionalist writing. What we call feminism is the attempt to flee both of the punishments handed to Eve. That's not mainstream Catholicism. That's a medieval theological blueprint written to govern modern America. The Judicial Confirmation Network, later the Judicial Crisis Network, was the dark money engine built to flip the courts. According to Gore, the idea was conceived at a private dinner between Leonard Leo and Justice Antonin Scalia in 2004. It was run by Neil and Ann Corkery, connected to Opus Dei since the 1980s. Ann is a documented member, and Neil served as treasurer. And Leo funneled at least $80,000 to Justice Clarence Thomas's wife Ginny through a nonprofit, with written instructions that paperwork have no mention of Ginny, of course. Thomas never recused himself from a single case Leo had an interest in. Gore confirmed on record, Roe's reversal wouldn't have been possible without Opus Dei insiders. When Roe fell in 2022, the court featured 6 conservative justices raised in the Catholic tradition. This was Opus Dei's victory. 50 years in the making. But Roe v. Wade was just the first domino. Roger Severino, an Opus Dei affiliate who wrote Project 2025's HHS chapter, has made his next targets clear: contraception, same-sex marriage, and LGBTQ rights. Emboldened by Roe, backed by the same network, the machinery dictating the highest court in the land was built inside this movement. In part 12F, I'll show you what comes next. Hit follow, save this video, and share it before the algorithm buries it.
coming. The agents are coming. The agents are coming. Except they're not coming anymore. They're already here. This week, for the first time in all of internet history, bots and AI agents drive more web traffic than humans. We thought this was the start of the agentic era. Turns out this is the inflection point. Because what happened is that Cloudflare, which is an infrastructure giant that handles like 1/5 of all the websites on the internet, just reported that bots make up 52.5% of all HTML web traffic. Humans only make up 42.5%. And their CEO initially predicted that this wouldn't happen until like late 2027, and it just happened this week. Humans still rule the apps because the main driver here is unmistakable. It's AI agents. Like at the end of last year, agents made up only 2% of bot traffic, and that small slice has grown like 8,000% now. What's kind of funny is that the most bot-heavy places on Earth, Gibraltar, Ireland, the Netherlands. Notice a pattern here? The bots are set up in the same place where everyone puts their holding companies. But all jokes aside, all right. What does matter is what those agents are doing. Again, the Cloudflare CEO kind of laid it out perfectly. Like when you shop for a camera, you're probably visiting like 5 sites. Your agent will probably visit 5,000 sites. The web was initially built for human eyeballs. It's now being used at scale by software that's acting on your behalf. And so this is the part that founders shouldn't miss. For like the past 30 years, every product was built for humans. The click, the screen, the checkout button. But if most of the traffic is now agents, you now need to build for them too. I mean, it's already happening. Stripe is saying that agents are already economic actors. Stripe, Visa, and MasterCard are all rushing to build these payment rails. And Cloudflare is trying to build that trust layer so all the merchants know that agents are real when they show up. So the real question is, what are you going to build on top of it? All the agent native products and services for a customer that's not a person. This obviously doesn't erase humans. It promotes us. So you're not competing with agents. You're directing a swarm of them going forward. The web isn't mostly humans anymore. And the founders who win in the next decade aren't building just for the user. They're building for the user's agent. Again, if you like this sort of thing and want to stay close, join our community Frontier. Link in bio.
Speed literally copied Luffy's blueprint and became one of the most famous people in the world. And you see, most people think IShowSpeed became famous because he's loud, energetic, as well as entertaining. But I think the reason is much deeper. Because at the core of One Piece, Luffy's philosophy was never really becoming king of pirates, but it was way more about freedom. Luffy goes wherever he wants, talks to whoever he wants, and treats everyone the exact same. He doesn't care if someone is rich or poor, famous or unknown, even if they're a king or a criminal. Literally everyone gets the same energy. And when you look at Speed's rise, you see something surprisingly similar. One day he's with a billionaire, the next day he's with a world famous athlete, and then he's in a random neighborhood talking to complete strangers. There is literally no social hierarchy in the way he treats people, and that's exactly what makes Luffy so special. Throughout One Piece, Luffy befriends kings, princesses, samurais, revolutionaries, as well as nobodies without ever changing who he is. But there's another similarity. One of Luffy's greatest traits is that a lot of people become better versions of themselves after meeting him. Characters gain confidence, passion, freedom, as well as courage, and Speed does something very similar. A simple interaction with him can completely change someone's life. Creators blow up, fans get opportunities, people become visible simply because he gives them attention. He doesn't always try to keep the spotlight to himself, he naturally shines it into other people. And then there's travel. Speed's content is built around experiencing the world, different countries, cultures, communities, people, which is basically what One Piece is. Every arc, Luffy is literally entering an entire different society, embracing it, learning from it, and connecting with people without ever losing who he is. And maybe that's the deeper reason a lot of people are drawn to both of them. Because humans are naturally attracted to freedom. Not freedom as rebellion, but freedom as authenticity. Luffy says what he thinks, acts how he feels, and never becomes someone else to fit. And Speed does the exact same thing. And maybe that's why both of them are so influential. Because people don't follow freedom because it's logical. They follow freedom because it's contagious. The reason people love Luffy isn't because he's the strongest, but it's really because he makes everyone around him feel free. And whether intentionally or not, that's exactly what IShowSpeed does as well. Think about that.
Yeah, I didn't know about Luffy. And, you know, I love me some IShowSpeed, his spirit, his energy, the fact that he has his father in his life, you know, but as I watch this video, I understand him more. He's of that generation that grew up to the anime. You know, I grew up to anime, but we was fisting North Star. You feel me? Akira, fisting North Star. You know, we was like doing more hardcore anime type stuff. But shout out to all of y'all of the younger generation. You know, that was like y'all version of what He-Man and Transformers and Voltron was for us. I didn't really do the anime too heavy. I was still locked in with like, is Voltron considered anime? I know that they are taking I would love to see y'all on Streamer University. They're taking Kai Sinet. He's starting up Streamer University too. We need some conscious creators. You know, don't be too fucking bougie that you niggas can't go to Streamer University and turn up. You know, come, you know, shine your light. You know, shine your light. You know what I'm talking about? You could be in any room that any of our people is in. You literally the epitome of our people. So go shine your light. Go civilize the 85ers and whatnot. But I would love to see somebody from our community get picked up for Streamer University. They're even looking for professors. So you could be an uncle or auntie and whatnot. You see Shaka Bars, if y'all don't know Shaka Bars, he was everywhere I Show Speed was at. Shaka Bars was right there. So he was playing the unk role. You know what I mean? Like if you are old head and whatnot, you still have a role to play. So, you know, get around the children, get around the youngsters, get around the youth, and be there as a big brother and as a big unk, you know, and be there as an OG. Don't try to be like Drewski showed y'all in that skit. Don't try to be the old head that's trying to be a YN. And shit like that is corny and whatnot. Don't try to be an old head that's just trying to be down. No, be a coach. Be a father. Be an uncle. You know what I mean? They're not in the way. They're not trying to hang out. You feel me? They're there to point the youngsters in the right direction and they get out the way. Now don't be Adrian Broner. You need to get on your Sarata Mustaqim and don't be A, B, and Dean, nigga. Don't do that. Don't clout chase. My nigga AB is one drink away from catching a new case. You know what I'm talking about? AB is one drink away from catching a new case with that young boy. So we not jacking that. That ain't it. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good, that ain't it. They sending out a weird message and whatnot. We need uncles that don't get drunkle. We need uncles that are not getting drunkle and whatnot. We need uncles that are not all in the bottle and whatnot. We need uncles that are not, you know, that don't have vices. Because to be honest with you, watching A, B, and Dean is triggering me. It's big trigger. Because I'm like, nah, this nigga, I seen this before. This is not it. This ain't it. This not it. I've seen this accident before. He's crashing out. It's a crash out. It's a crash out mission. I ain't co-signing it. Should be kind of funny, but it's still tinkering on buffoonery and it's dangerous. You know, it's real fucking dangerous. Adrian Broner needs some ayahuasca. Facts. He needs some Iboga. You know what I mean? All that belly is full of parasites. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga need a detox. He funny as hell, but I don't laugh at our people making fools of themselves. We not gonna laugh at nobody who got a problem. That boy got a problem, you know? So I don't like, you know, we laugh at our people too much and they despise and when they down and shit like that. And we laugh at our people in their weak states. I ain't with it. But we could laugh at this nigga right here. Come on. Is he gonna give Blue Pill a check? Why Afro Hove running with Blue Pill look, man? That's the Blue Pill look. Blue was doing the Afro with the frizzy Afro. What we doing? Come on, man. Afro J, I thought that was only for one night, my nigga. You making this a thing? You making this a thing? Okay. This nigga making this a thing. Okay. We doing Afro J all the way up into Yankee Stadium, I see. No problem. But check it out, y'all. We will be back tomorrow for Techno Tuesdays, me and Spin City. But I definitely want to let you know every Wednesday, me and this young man, Hitsayu Aku, are literally making history. We doing something that has not been done on the internet yet. Real talk. We doing something that ain't been done on the internet yet. And we are showing our people how to set up their GitHub, how to get money off of GitHub, how to set their businesses up on GitHub. And if you're really serious about it, like if you really 10 toes into this ish, then you need to set your GitHub up, because eventually investors are going to buy your app or buy your business or buy you out or even invest in you. And you're going to have to show proof of work. You're going to have to show proof of work. That's where GitHub comes in. It is a repository. It's literally your digital paper trail. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please look into what we are over here doing with the Get Money Workshop. Shout out to all my Patreons, my Citrine, my Rainbow Opals. Y'all have a ticket automatically into the workshop. Shout out to everybody in Imaginarium. I'm rocking with y'all because y'all rocking with me. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to the 72 nobles inside of the 72 claws. This workshop is for all of y'all. Y'all all need this right now. It's complementary to what we've been doing over the past 6 months. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for your time. Shout out to Copper Moon in the building. Shout out to all of my KTLians in the building. Shout out to my bro, Justin Burns. I was at a convention. I was at a seminar for AI today. Shout out to Dr. My Peoples, Dr. Vicky, okay, a legend. You know what I mean? I was in the building with her today and her tribe. Powerful. We was in a packed hotel room, and I am inspired. You know what I mean? 72 claws. We cooking that up. Like I said, once the Knicks take it, we running down in New York. We're going to be in Houston, and we will be in New York. With that being said, peace, love, and light to the family. We will see you very soon. Y'all stay dangerous. Let us go out on a. We got to bring that 1973 energy back. So yeah, we got to bring that 1973 energy back. Especially if you from New York, I need you to tap in with the 1973 energy. You know what I'm talking about? Go break dance or something. You'll do a head spin, my genius. Go play some Donna Summers. You know what I mean? We got to tap into that energy. If you're not from New York, please just respect what we're doing. Respectfully, we're gonna make this shit better for the whole of America. Trust me. We're not gonna get super cocky over the summer. We're gonna bring good vibes back. But if we lose, everybody going to Iran. Facts. I'm not playing with y'all, man. Fuck that. If we lose, we drafting everybody. Everybody going to Iran. Word to Trump. Peace.
Red, blue, purple light. Red, blue, purple light. Friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light. Friends. Red and blue, purple light. Friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger. Sacrilegious Sunday to Melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger. My love, just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land, focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand.
stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.